So we have to talk about small caps, so therefore this will need to be a little quicker. The SIP returns versus lump sum returns, you've shared some very interesting data. You want to take us through that?
Yeah, I'll just quickly cover it for momentum once, Alex, because I think for those who have already entered the momentum strategy, for example, if we are looking at a 5-year SIP return for, let me pick Nifty 500 Momentum 50 Index, for example, in the 5-year SIP returns have been 24%. But during this time period, Alex, there has been a correction of 32%. There was a phase when the SIPs were actually down by 32%, which is from September of around 21 till June 22. And in the last 1 year, the 1-year SIP returns are actually negative 22%. So the point I'm trying to make here is that these are volatile strategies, so it'll work. You have to have that 5-year plus horizon if you're looking at a momentum strategy in your portfolio. And similar sort of a data is replicated even if you're looking at annualized returns for a lump sum, which was done in 5 years. So that should be a minimum investment period, and you have to be prepared for a 25-30% kind of a fall when we are talking about momentum strategies. And something similar even in the case of small caps.
That's
actually,
exactly.
Alex,
exactly what we were getting to. So you've actually captured the drawdowns since 2016, and this is very interesting data because the tendency is to focus on the very recent past and look at the pain in the portfolio, and obviously that is more apparent right now, but this is something that has happened, Prableen, in the past.
Absolutely. So because we are looking at the Nifty 250 small cap index, Alex, and it was only launched in 2016. So of course, we saw that 18 and 19 were very weak for the small caps and mid caps. And so overall, there was a 60% correction. If you're looking at it was almost a time correction since January of 2018 till March of 2020, which also includes COVID. And this, it was almost a 2-year period when small caps, the index didn't really deliver any returns, and it was negative 60%. And again, the second largest fall was about 26%, which happened from January of 22 till June of 22. So even during the recent time periods when investors have invested, there have been corrections. Currently, we are down by about 18+%. And this is an ongoing correction that we are seeing. So it has happened in the past, Alex. And I think the basic rule here, which can help investors survive in momentum strategies or small caps, is that you have a longish time horizon. And I think that's very well proven by how SIPs work. So if somebody invested in January of 18, his 1-year SIP returns would have been negative 27%. 18 till 2019, 2020. So 2 years later, the returns would have been negative, almost close to negative 2%. And after 3 years, it would have been positive 13%. And these are the times when investors want to give up and go back to an FD or go back to something which is safer, for example. But 7 years later, today, the same SIP would have given about, and we are still, this is after correction, Alex. We are sitting in January 25, where we've already seen a decent correction. The returns would have still been 22%. So if you're entering the small caps, you have to have a longish time horizon.
And do not
be prepared.
stop. Do not stop
Yes.
the SIPs, because the unit averaging when the market falls is actually tremendously beneficial over the long term.